Here and a real gang of working dogs we've brought to show you over the last few days, and those dogs cover three categories of working gun dogs. We've got not you yet, get your box. No, Ross. Whoa, come on, start again, come on. We start with him, but not just yet. It was a little bit of a small truck that they could barely all stand on the tailgate. Ross, get your box a minute. Stay there. So we've got three categories of working dogs. We've got a retriever-like little fella there, just jumped out. He's a Labrador. We've got some Spaniels. We've got a couple of Cockers and a Springer. And we've got a pointer. For that one, we've got a Hungarian Vizsla, like the one we've got on the side of the ring over there, to show you just what they're all about. But the plan is we would like to think they're going to come out of there one at a time. Now I've got three of them sitting out of a little box. You won't be able to see them there, but when one comes out, I think he's going to push the other two out with him now. But anyway, so we're going to have them out, tell you what they're all about, and have a little look at how we train them and just what their job is in the countryside. So the retriever we bought was the first fella who just jumped out just then. He's a Labrador, and his name's Ross. Here he comes. Give him a little clap, to get him going a little bit. Only a young dog, this. And he was here last year, but last year he was 10 weeks old. So just a baby then. And we had planned to keep him because for me he was a little bit of a dull boy, not being horrible, Ross, but not very focused, and focus is a big thing for us with dogs. He wasn't that keen on his retrieving. He could take it or leave it, but very sadly, about 2 weeks before he was about to be sold as a pet, he was only we're going to make a gun dog, really. I didn't think much. Anyway, his poor mum died, who we've been using in these shows for about 6 years, and she was wired to the mains. But anyway, we were left to start the shows with no Labrador for the job, or no retriever, so we had to keep him. Well, he has come on a little bit. Just walk him about a bit, love, would you? And he has come on a little bit, and we've cheated with him a bit. We've used treats to a degree to hold his focus, especially out here. Now, we're a bit old school. We don't use treats, hardly ever. And traditionally, working gun dogs very often aren't trained with treats, because their treat is what they're doing. You know, they're bred to do this. Their treat is finding, very often in their training, just a tennis ball or something, a bit like sniffer dogs, all about the ball, or whatever it is they're doing. This focus on us, usually we can get that just by the way they're handled. But with him, he lacked that. But anyway, we've been using like a high-value treat, what they call high-value treats, which is like this liver cake stuff, which is a lot different to a dog, I promise you. We train a lot of dogs for people for 40 years, and a treat isn't just a treat. There are different treats which turn dogs on a lot more than others, and he's a lot better with something like that than he is with a rich tea biscuit, for example. Anyway, that's him. Now, his job in the countryside, he is a retriever. We have a championships here once a year, and there'd be probably 70 dogs qualified for that. 65 of them are going to look like him. The other 5 probably working straight golden retrievers. Sometimes a flat coat retriever. 100 years ago it would have been all curly coats. It's fashion, they all go. Why the Labrador? Well, the best of them are very, very focused, very thorough, very fast, very stylish, and very trainable. Now, this dog is just learning to take hand signals. A good competition dog, which he won't make, bless his little heart, but he'll be a good shooting dog. The season starts for us in just a few weeks now. He's trained to take hand signals. He's trained to go back that dog in a straight line. She sent him down to the truck. I've hidden some retrieves on the rear leaf springs of that truck. Yeah, you got one, good boy. Give him a little clap, eh? Well done, Rossi. Take him over the other corner, Karen, and send him from there, love. So he's learning to go in a straight line. A bit bland out here, so where am I going to hide stuff? Well, I've tucked them all up underneath my vehicle, so at least when we get him down there, you can see him using his nose to find what he's looking for. She sets him up again. She points. A good dog, you should be able to set at any angle around a clock face. That's much better from him. Much better focus now from that dog. She points, go back, pushes him out in a straight line at an angle. He can smell it, but he's not sure where. Oh, good boy, got another one. Good lad. Hey, give me a little clap. Anyway, what he's finding out here is just little soft toys. And again, they vary. This dog, I mean, traditionally, dogs are trained on canvas dummies. This dog won't have a canvas dummy. He finds them very, very bland. He is a lot better because he's still very much in training with cold game, what we call cold game. Now, because he's stimulated by that, he really wants to find it. And that's the other thing. If a dog doesn't really want to find what you're sending it out there for, you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of a lesson. You set him up again, she points him to the truck, go back, go back. He's got one more there, so he can smell it straight away. Not sure where. Got to struggle with that one. But it's that persistence we were looking for. We don't want a dog that's going to give up. Good boy. You see why the police love these for search dogs? Getting a good view of that. Fetch it, Ross. That's hard, that. I'll tuck that in right hard. Good boy. Fetch it, Ross. Don't give up, mate. You can't. I've usually got a truck you can get underneath. Fetch it. Good boy. Go on, keep going. Now fetch it. Fetch it. He says, I can't reach it, Dad. Fetch it. You might have to help him. Ross. Come on. I might have to just loosen it up a bit for him. See if we can have one more little go at it. Can't quite get it. Yay! Well done, mate. He got it. That did him a little bit of good, that. Funny little things like that. They're all a step up for him. The big thing too to see with every dog we get out of that truck, blow me, they're happy. You know, they want to be here. They don't want to be the one left sitting in the back of that truck. They want to be the one that's out here doing it. But a lot of that is how they're cultivated, their work. It's all a game. So we've had a look at a retriever. We'll have a look at some spaniels now. Now these dogs are the search dogs of the countryside. They're all about getting in and out of bushes, searching for game. We're going to look, the first one is an English Springer Spaniel. Now when I was a little kid, we all had English Springer Spaniels. This one here, she's about 4-year-old, and her name's Fizz. Now, as Karen brings her around the ring here, it's a very bland environment this here for her. She's normally got a nice bit of bracken or something like that, or in a wood. Now, she'll be telling her high lost. High lost is a command that tells her to start searching this arena, even though she's done it for 2 days and found nothing. Now, as she comes about Karen, she's doing what we call quartering. She'll be moving in front of Karen, looking for somewhere to poo, in a figure of 8. Now that is pretty well a figure of 8. Now that's very important for this dog, because it means she's being very methodical in her search work. If she just ran from one corner of this ring and back, she'd miss everything in Karen's path. She needs to move like this, because she's normally going on a bit of real rough ground, okay? And of course she's using her nose to search out here. Now, she stays very close to Karen. Very, very important for this dog, this type of dog, because spaniels have what we call a contact flush. They go in a bush, and that game comes straight out the other side of it. If she's being used as a gun dog, the range of a gun is not very far. So from here, from me to the side of the ring, would be certainly as far as we'd want her to be. She'd be a little bit further than she is with Karen now, because she's getting a little bit sticky out here now, because she knows there's nothing out here, but that would be the way. Now how do we get to do that? We start with puppies at about, we start working them usually when they're about 5 or 6 months old, and a lot is done with tennis balls. Lots of dogs will be in the championships next year, spaniels, will have been trained with tennis balls. As puppies, we'd be throwing balls down by our feet, she'd be over there, Fizz, and she'd come here, and she'd phone a ball to that. So she learns that all the fun is around our feet. Fizz, 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 it's here, it's here. So everything is here for her. She don't want to be 80 yards away, and that's a habit, and a very important habit, because these spaniels go too far, most of them. Now, this particular dog, I'm going to digress just for a couple of minutes here. I've got a baller. Would have made a great sniffer dog. I've got one here. Now, why is that? Because of her character. We used to sell lots of dogs, lots of spaniels for years, and Labradors, to the police for search work. And they were coming to buy them at about 10 months old. And why would they wait till 10 months? Well, they could see exactly what the temperament of this dog was going to be like. They needed very bold dogs like this, that are unintimidatable. She couldn't care less if she was doing this in the middle of Sainsbury's. She'd smash it apart looking for something. She's also obsessed with a ball. Now that is very, very important for a search dog, because if you ever see these TV programs, whenever those dogs indicate there's something in a bag, the copper's always got a ball he throws out for it. Now, they're trained with balls, they're rewarded with balls, and they're assessed with balls. Oh, where's, I need a bale of straw. Now, a typical thing they used to do with us, when they come to buy one, they do different little tests with a ball. And very often they'd finish up with something like this. They'd say, right, let's see how she goes with this. See that bale of straw? Just pop her on a rope. You just take her over there. And then they say, right, just put a ball under that bale of straw and stand on it. Now what they want to see then is just how keen that dog is to get that ball from underneath that straw. They've got all sorts of different little games like this they play with them, but this would be the sort of thing they say, yeah, we'll have that, or it's not quite what we're looking for. So now they say, okay, let her go. Now they want to see dog doing that. Now trust me, she wants that tennis ball. Because a lot of dogs, you see, they'd have a little go at that, wouldn't they? They say, well, this is a bit of a waste of time. I think I'll go and find myself a bar of chocolate. They want to see, hey, well, then you got it. That was a bit too good. What are you like? Well, you gets me up here. Anyway, so she'd be just a ticket for that. So, I'll show you now. Let's have a look at one. And I'll show you how I showed to me how they train these dogs using tennis balls. And we'll have a look at a little cocker I got here for that. Gilly, a little working cocker. Now these dogs really have taken over on the Spaniel scene now. I call it Gilly after the first cocker I bought, God, 40 years ago. And in those days, you didn't see many of them in the field. And the best cockers couldn't compete against a good springer. Now, good cockers are beating great springers in competitions. This one here, just a youngster, full of herself. But just like that springer, totally uninterested in you guys. I should be able to bring her around this ring, close as this to you, and I'll not even see you. Now she's had that cultivated in her, that Gilly, by simply, there's really nothing else for her, well there should be really, but me. Now, how do they train these search dogs? Well, she'd be quite a good little dog for this, because she's real keen on a ball. Now, I was doing a gun dog demo at a place, I don't know, 10 years ago, and there was somebody there from the fire service doing an arson detection demonstration with a Spaniel, and he said the way they trained it was with a ball, and this is exactly how he showed us how he did it. Everything these dogs learn, whether it's a gun dog, a police dog, a sheep dog, is through association and repetition. If you think about that, stay there. Every time you take, it's just like every time you take your coat off the hook, they know they're going for a walk. Well, that's association, isn't it, and repetition. Same for everything this dog learns in her life, is that. Now, the first day of school for a sniffer dog, they sit her to a doorway to an empty room. So, sit down, stay there. She's sitting at a doorway. They put a screen in the middle of the room. Now, for the first week of this dog's training, it's going to be an association of a screen and a ball. Now, the dog sees somebody put a ball behind the screen. This is Monday morning. Dead easy, she sees that. Handler points to the screen, tells her fetch it. She goes to the screen, gets her ball. Now they do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Now they can do it again and again and again and again and again because she wants to do it again and again and again. If she didn't really want a ball, she should do it twice and not want to do it again. Now Wednesday, she's really getting the picture that there must be a ball behind that screen. So Wednesday they step it up a little bit. Wednesday, before they've gone in the room, somebody puts a ball behind the screen. They set the dog up at the door, fetch it. She runs to the screen, gets her ball. Now by Friday, she's got this, screen ball, screen ball. Friday for an arson detection dog, what they do, come here, is before they've gone in the rooms, Somebody puts petrol behind the screen. Stay there. Sit down. Sit down. Now, there was a thing on the radio about a building project in Norwich, and they'd found great crested newts there. Well, we all know they're protected. Now, for them to carry on, they've got to clear that site of great crested newts. This fellow was on the radio saying he was training a dog to find, a spaniel to find newts using tennis balls. So what he'll do, Friday, he'll put those newts in a tin, knock holes in the lid and put that behind the screen. Now, Friday they set her up at the door, they point to the screen, fetch it. Now, she smells petrol. Pretend you can smell petrol. As she smells the petrol, they throw a ball down for her. So she learns to get her ball, she has to find the smell of petrol. Then they start putting petrol at different points around the room. Every time I knows it's the petrol, they throw a ball down for her. Gilly, come here. Gilly, come here. Right, so that's all we're going to do with her. That's Gilly, everybody. We can give her a little clap. Getting on with them now. 2 more dogs to show you. Now this next one, I think you might find the most interesting one of the lot. Now, Gilly's in your box, get up. She says, I don't want to get in your box, I want to stay up here. Gilly. So this next one, Gilly, come on. Well done, Mum. So this one, those spaniels, remember, have to stay around our feet while they're working because they have a contact flush. They go in a bush, they come straight out the other side. The last thing in the world this dog should have is a contact flush because it's a pointer. Now these dogs are very popular now, and especially this time of year, a lot will be up on the moors up in Yorkshire and Scotland looking for grouse. But they won't be hunting around your feet, they could be 200 yards away. Now I'll bring her all the way around close to the ring so you can see this. Now all I've got here is a feather on the end of a bit of string. Now this dog would be galloping, now we're not on the ring now, we're over the moors. And this dog is galloping across the heather, 100 yards away. And all of a sudden it smells a grouse. And they go into a trance. So, why is this so important? What's the big deal about this? Why would you use a pointer and not a spaniel? Well, we train a lot of these dogs to work for guys, falconers, with the fastest creatures on the planet, which are peregrine falcons. Now those birds, they reckon, can get up to 200 miles an hour, chasing very often a grouse, but they need height to pick up that speed. They're plummeting like a missile. Now, if you're up on the moors trying to catch a grouse for dinner with your little peregrine falcon, it's no good having a spaniel with you, because you're walking along with your falcon on the fist, your spaniel finds a grouse, which is oh my God, it's come off being a bit of string. Where are you? Hello. I made that prop. Anyway, so she smells, yeah, you got your little spaniel, she's just smelled a grouse, she's just flushed it. You're still stood there like a rice pudding with your falcon on the fist. You need this little dog, because what happens now, she's just smelt that grouse, she's frozen like this, she can be 200 yards away. You let that little falcon go now, and as it takes off, they know there's something in front of it through experience. Now when it gets there, it's got to climb to 600 or 700 feet. Because remember, they're going to use that height they fall from to gain that speed. Now all this takes time, because when the dog gets there, it's got to climb on the thermals. They don't just go up like a helicopter. Now it could take 10 minutes, don't matter. Because this dog has just locked everything. Now, when it's in position, doing what we call, I'm like a matador out here. Trevor, I'm like one of them matadors out here, aren't I? Anyway, who's I'm kidding. Anyhow, whew. When it's in position, doing what we call waiting on, circling over that dog, we flush the grouse, down comes the bird, misses it. Doesn't matter one bit. Oh, doesn't matter one bit. It's tradition, this, been going on for hundreds of years. Hey, get here. And why is she doing it? Well, she's stalking it. It's just like a pussycat stalking some poor little blackbird on the lawn, just trying to get close enough to pounce on it. And she'd like to catch that grouse. She wants to catch this, you can see that. So training, a good pointer I mean, they do it instinctively, but they're not stay there for half an hour. So training just teaches her to hold off on that. Now, when I was, and you don't have to use a feather or a wing. It's an American idea, this actually. They use it for their bird dogs. They hunt a lot of quail out there, and they use pointers and setters a lot for that job. And they cultivate it with puppies, very often with wings pointing. So, but it's useful. I can show you out here with it. Now, this one's a Hungarian pointer, or Vizsla. Now, when I was a little boy, these weren't in the country. We just had our traditional breeds of English setters, Gordon setters. I've just seen one of those on the side of the ring. Gordon setters, pointers, English pointers. What? And these have been in the country. I saw my first German pointer when I was just about 12 years old. That was a long, long time ago. But now there's lots of these breeds from abroad now. The difference with these and our traditional breeds is oh God, that's a bit close. Our traditional breeds weren't expected to retrieve, although a lot of them would do. Not absolutely essential for them as in their itinerary, if you like. These dogs are expected to retrieve, but there's lots of them from abroad. Anyway, that's Copper, everybody. Thank you very much. You ready? One last little fella to show you, and you shouldn't have favourites. We always say that, but this little boy is really. He's oh, what is he now? He's about 6 years old. He's another little working cocker, just to show you quickly. And his name's Spiky. I call him Spiky after a man called Spiky Wills I bought him from, who's a legend in the cocker world from Wales. Proper man. Anyway, about 2 years ago, he had to have one of his front legs amputated. And the vet said to me, you won't believe how he'll recover. Now, I just bring him on these jobs. We don't take him beaten anymore, or running through brambles, although he would do it, but he might just knock himself about a bit. But this is a little moment of glory out here. Now, incredible how animals recover. I'm going to tell him a high loss. Hang on. He said, you just said I lost. Well, I can't I lost up here, can I? Put me down, Dad. Unbelievable, this little fella. You watch him go, Spiky, I lost. Unbelievable. 3 legs. He's better than those other two put together. Spiky. Look at him. He's better when he gets a bit of speed up. Spiky, come here. Good boy. Blooming lovely. Bit of a wheel spin. Come on, babe. Just wonderful, isn't he? You can't laugh at him, isn't he? He's just great. Now, all this was done with tennis balls with him when he was a puppy. We used to plant balls all around us. So remember, like I said with the other one, Spiky, come here. Come here, what are you doing, you pudding? He gets away with murder, he's going to do a poo. Oh, God, he's hopeless. Sorry, Mum. That's what all that flying about was. He was looking for a nice place to do a poo. We have to clear this up. I'm telling you, them axe boys look at me every time one of them dogs does that and say, you better clear that up, boy. I'm sharpening my axe for you out here. Spiky here. All done by planting balls like this, look. All the fun is around me. Spiky here. Here. So what does he want to be up a hedge for? He wants to be around me. But a great little dog. I'm going to give him one retrieve out here just to show you. Then we're going to get him to say cheerio to you. In a sort of organised way we'd like to think. Spiky, come here. Here, stay. Stay. Sit down. Let's give him a little retrieve over there. Sit down. Try and make it so it's got to look for it a little bit. Hopefully he won't get straight to that. Go back. That should stop him to get him to look at me so I can direct him. Hey, good boy, go back. Now hopefully he might struggle a bit. Always wagging his little tail. Good boy, go back. We've got to send him right, haven't we? Oh, he smelled no. Yeah, good boy, Spiky. Yeah, well done, mate. Puts his good leg in the middle of his body, look. Balances himself up, very lovely. Right, well done, Spiky. Now we're going to get him to say cheerio to you. How are we going to do that? Well, of course, every dog should know its name, shouldn't they? Well, especially you end up with 6 dogs and 1 retrieve. You don't want to be saying fetch it and have them all disappear. So we send them by saying their names. So we're going to put 3 of them out here. Spiky, come here. Have a bit of a line-up. Sit down, Spiky. Put some retrieves out and see if we can get them just by saying their names. So, Gilly, you come here. Sit down. Stay. Then we'll have Ross. Now, what we got here, Mum? I've got a ball. I could do with it. Ross, come here. Yeah. At least he's having fun. Stay there. He's coming to this a little bit. He's getting quite keen now. He was a real... Oh, I can't be bothered with this merchant. You have a job to stop him. Stay there. Right, now, what's we got him? Have we got anything else that I can give him? A little ball. They all like different little things. Whatever they like in particular, we give them to retrieve. These two Spaniels don't care what they retrieve. Rossi's just going to have an old stuffed sock. When I was a kid, we didn't have canvas dummies. We just used stuffed socks with rags, and they're still a great way to get a dog retrieving, because a lot of them, they like them, and they tend not to spit them out like they might do with a harder. Have a look for that, that'd be better. Oh, you might have to have a real good look for that. Yeah, they don't tend to spit them out so much. So we'll put one over there, put one over here, give him one over here. Pointing the wrong way, Ross, but still, stay. Bit of a drum roll. Right, stay there, you lot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stay there, Ross. There you go. Come on, Ross. That's Ross, everybody. Thank you very much. You you two little darlings. Yeah, stay there, you two. Gilly. Dun, 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 dun. That's Gilly, everybody. Thank you. Come on, Gilly. Yeah, look at my little mate. Sat there. Oh, Mr. Perfect. They say they're going to clap me, aren't they? I've got 3 legs. I go where I like. They're still going to clap. Right, they come on space. It'll be quite hard for this. That ball's tucked right near the edge there. Spiky. So I think I might have to handle him a bit. Oh no, he's getting better. Well done, Spiky. Thank you so much for having us to the show again this year. Sticking around watching us. Thanks to Spiky and all the gang. And I think you're next, Trav. Oh, of course you're not. We've got the Axe Boys on next. So stick around and watch the Axe Boys. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you.